Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Jurassic Zoological Garden, and today we are going to build a habitat for the Ornithomimus. So let's get started. But before we are going to jump right into this episode, I wanted to quickly make a very quick but also exciting announcement, mostly exciting for myself, and it is that I have opened my own Discord server last week, and we already have a couple of people in there. I've made a little post on YouTube the day I opened the server, so you can definitely join my server just to be part of my community, to chat with me, to get some sneak peeks, to be part of polls and discussions and stuff like that. So I want to just build my community and to really connect with you guys that are watching and supporting my videos, and just say also a thank you, and again do some sneak peeks and stuff like that. So definitely go ahead and join my server. You can find the link down below in the description, and it would be so wonderful to build this community and get to know you guys. But now coming back to today's episode and the habitat for the Ornithomimus. So last week's episode we have finished the wetlands area of the zoo. So now we are going back to the other side of the zoo and start building some different habitats that are not wetlands themed. I don't really have a major theme here. I think most of the habitats are gonna be somewhat like temperate biome themed into the direction, because the zoo is also located in a temperate biome, so I kind of want to make like some really casual and easy habitats over here. This habitat is also quite close to the entrance, so if you remember the first habitat that we did in the zoo, it is the Homalocephaly, and basically from there you can go to the right and then pass the Ornithomimus habitat. So we don't really have any theme here, so I wanted to keep it quite casual. Also, I didn't really know what exactly I wanted to build in this area or what dinosaurs I wanted to build. Also, I did not really have any time to make some polls on my YouTube account, which I normally do, but this time it was kind of hard for me to decide. Also, I knew that I wanted to build for a herbivore that is more on the smaller to medium sized range, especially since the last two habitats were both carnivores. I didn't really want to build any more carnivores at the moment, because it would be quite heavy on the carnivorous species in the zoo, and I definitely want to have a couple of more herbivores. So I wanted to build something for them, and since it had to be like a little bit more on the smaller side, especially also the habitat was supposed to be a little bit more on the smaller side, I was looking for some herbivores, and I really like the bipedal dinosaurs, if this is the correct term, so that are walking on two legs. And I have been having an eye on this species for quite some time, because I personally just think that they look really nice, especially the model looks quite nice in my opinion. So I definitely wanted to build for them at some point, and I thought, why not just build for them right now? I didn't really want to make a big habitat for like a triceratops or stuff like that. And I would say that the Ornithomimus is not technically a small dinosaur, but compared to a lot of other species, it definitely falls more into the smaller medium-sized range. And I have to say that the habitat in the end might be definitely a bit more on the smaller side, even for this species. So it could have technically been a little bit larger. I think it is still okay, especially if we think in like modern times or today's times zoos. The habitats are oftentimes not super large, and this is definitely more of like a zoo and not like a Jurassic Park or like Jurassic World, where we have quite large habitats or almost like safari type of habitats. And for this habitat, I wanted to have it relatively plain. I also tried to compare it to habitats for ostriches or flamingos. So I was looking for a couple of inspiration from ostriches and flamingo habitats, and I did find one picture which was not actually a zoo, but it was a build from a flamingo habitat from someone from Planet Zoo. So I took that as inspiration, and I definitely did not go quite as the inspiration itself. The biggest problem I personally had is that the picture I took was quite lush, which was pretty much good. I wanted to have a relatively lush habitat in the beginning, but unfortunately we do not have like great grass pieces that I can use. We have this like one grass piece, which is definitely more of a type of grass that grows in like wetlands or really close to the water, which is technically a really nice piece itself. Don't get me wrong, I really like to use this piece, and I did also use it in this habitat, but I would have loved a piece that is definitely more like regular grass that I can use, maybe also in like different colors, similar to the buffalo grass that we had in Planet Zoo. So all the Planet Zoo players in here that are watching right now, you will definitely know what I mean, because the buffalo grass was like the go-to grass piece in this game, especially for all the content creators. I know that everyone used buffalo grass in their habitats because it was just an awesome piece. It came in different colors and different sizes, and you can just make really beautiful grassy habitats or grass patches in Planet Zoo, and I'm definitely missing this. I know that we have the foliage brushes, and there's also some brushes that make grass, and I did use one of them. I think it's just the plain grass brush, which is okay, but I would personally prefer to actually place down my grasses sometimes on my own, so I can definitely work on them, especially with like the height of the grasses, or maybe some patches that are not as grassy, or maybe a little bit more drier. So I'm definitely missing that. But I think it still came out quite well, the habitat. Don't get me wrong, like I still like it, but I have to say that it's definitely not like I envisioned it in the beginning. And also the habitat is relatively plain, which I'm quite fine with, since we are building for a herbivore, which is more on the medium-sized range, so it could definitely trample stuff in their habitat. So I try to keep it in mind. Technically, I would even say that normally, if we go even more to the realistic side, that the habitat could have been even a little bit more plainer, simply because it is a herbivore and it eats the plants, and it's also gonna to trample them because it is large enough to trample some foliage. So this is definitely not like the most realistic habitat that I've done, but I think it is honestly so okay. I'm not like super try hard with this zoo, to be honest. I think I wanna try hard more in the next project that I'm gonna do, and especially since I know that I'm going to start a project somewhat soon, I think I'm also kind of losing the interest in making really nice habitats for this zoo, because I kind of want to save them for the next project. So I'm trying to finish this relatively quickly. We won't have any major interesting habitats in there, and not really like delicate stuff, because I think I want to do this in the next project, so it will also look more cohesive. Because in the zoo, a lot of the habitats are definitely more on the simpler side. So I kind of want to keep the look and not go overboard with this stuff, and then go like crazy with the next project that I'm gonna do, which I'm so excited. But yeah, I still think it looks really nice, the habitat. Definitely not my best work, but honestly, it was also quite fast. I did this in like 1 or 2 hours, I think. And also, by the time you're watching this habitat or watching this episode when it comes out. I'm literally still doing the voiceover at now Sunday 5 p.m. where regularly my video would have been already on YouTube, but I am still doing the voiceover, and the video will be uploaded as soon as possible. I am a little bit late this week, but honestly it's completely fine. I was a little bit of like unmotivated, or not technically unmotivated, but I didn't really know what to do with this habitat, so I was kind of struggling this week. But I still think it is absolutely fine. And I was also playing with the idea to maybe also start a zoo in prehistoric kingdom, because I have a really nice idea that I could do as a zoo in there, and also to kind of switch up my buildings or my videos, so that maybe I will also stay more motivated, because I don't know quite why, but I just need those changes in the videos and in the projects that I'm doing. Like, I can't really do 8 episodes in one go that are all relatively the same. For example, I would be building a Planet Zoo petting zoo, and I can't do like the whole thing in one go, because I will get kind of bored of building the same stuff, or not technically the same stuff, but in the same area and the same vibe and stuff like that. So maybe changing something will keep me motivated, and also maybe give me some new ideas, a new creative flow, which would be super nice. So I am thinking about playing Prehistoric Kingdom side by side with Jurassic World Evolution 3 at the moment. So I think after this episode I will go back and look into this game, because it has been quite some time since I've even looked into this game. It's been, I don't know, maybe 3 years or something. So I think there will be quite a lot of new stuff. So maybe I will just be playing a little bit of campaign to get back into this game, and then maybe start some sandbox gaming. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you think about me playing Prehistoric Kingdom side by side, and if you would be interested in also seeing a different kind of zoo in a different dinosaur game. Also, talking about different games, I am so extremely excited for when Planet Zoo 2 will come out this year. We are kind of speculating that for the next stream, it is on the 3rd June, I believe. There will be a stream of, like, I think it's called like Wholesome Games or something, and we are hoping that we will get a teaser or a trailer for Planet Zoo 2, which would be amazing. I'm really hoping that we will get a little something so we can imagine what the game will be like. Personally, I think that Planet Zoo 2 will be released by the end of this year. I think Planet Zoo 1 was also released in, I think, like November 2019. So I think this game will definitely be more towards the end of this year, especially since at the moment we do not know anything about it. So I think they will take some time, maybe give us a teaser and some point like a trailer and some in-game stuff, and then I think the bigger creators on here for Planet Zoo will get an early access at some point, so they can start building something and maybe also tease us, or upload videos like a day before the actual release of this game, similar as they are doing with the DLCs, or had been doing. So that would be really nice. I'm super excited, and I do like Jurassic World 3. I like building in here, and I'm definitely much more motivated than I used to when it comes to playing like modular building games in general. But Planet Zoo is just something different than Jurassic World Evolution 3. Not only the animals, I do think I mean, I like dinosaurs. I like building for dinosaurs. I've been like a dinosaur nerd when I was a kid. I even have a tattoo of a dinosaur. So don't get me wrong, but I feel like just playing or building a zoo for actual zoo animals just is a completely different vibe. And it is totally my vibe, to be honest. and I just would love to start building again in Planet Zoo, so I cannot wait for it, and I will be really excited when it comes out. But now coming back to the episode that we are actually filming right now, or that you are seeing right now, the speed build for the Ornithomimus. As I said, the habitat doesn't really have a theme. It is definitely a temperate biome theme, even though the Ornithomimus might not be like a temperate biome dinosaur. Since we are in a temperate biome for the zoo, I think this works perfectly fine. And it was supposed to be relatively plain but quite greenish, and I wanted to have these little like viewing areas or viewing galleries that you can see that I've built with the concrete wall in the front. I am not super sure if it would be like breakout safe for the dinosaurs. I'm a little bit skeptical about that, but honestly I don't really care at the moment. But I used the like wooden plank walls or fences in the background to have a little bit of variation for the fences, and then the viewing galleries where the guests will have a wonderful view into the habitat and to the dinosaurs. I think the dinosaurs are also able to go quite close to the barrier, so that the guests will have a wonderful view of those beautiful dinosaurs. And then in between the galleries, I placed down a different kind of fence. It's more see-through, but I still placed down quite a lot of foliage so that one, the animals or dinosaurs don't go too close, and on the other side to kind of give it like a peeking hole vibe. So you can't really see too much, but you can still see just a tiny bit into the habitat, and you can see what is walking in there. So that was kind of the idea that I was going for. And then of course we do have the planters in front of the guest barrier. And then before the concrete wall, I placed down quite a lot of these stone piles that I always use. Once to kind of add like a little bit more of a barrier for the dinosaurs, that so that they don't get too close or even try to climb out or something. And on the other side to kind of also hide the like ground that we have, because it was quite hard to like manipulate the terrain to actually fit this area, so it was not steep enough, or it was like making these really weird edges, so I kind of had to hide them. And I thought that just placing down these rocks would be perfectly fine for there. And then for the habitat we have a little water hole in the middle. I was thinking about doing the habitat even a little bit more wetter, I would say, but I also did not really want to build something into the direction of wetlands again, as this was the last couple of episodes and we are not in this area anymore. Though the information tab for the Ornithomimus does say that it likes the wetlands, so it could have technically also fit into the other area. But again, I didn't really want to do this for the simple reason that we had enough of these habitats in the zoo. In the end, I would say that I do really like this habitat, even though it is definitely more on the simpler side, or a really simple habitat, to be honest, but I still think it looks super nice. I especially like these viewing galleries or like viewing areas for the guests with a little bit of foliage in the front, so it is almost an undisturbed view. We only have this small fence in there, so I really like that. Also the watering hole came out quite nice, and I just love how the Ornithomimus is walking around there, especially the little babies. You will see them in the cinematic shots. They are absolutely adorable, and they just love to walk around there and chase one another. And this is the finished result for the Ornithomimus habitat. I have to say I really like it, and I hope you enjoyed this video too, and that you can take some inspiration for your own build next time. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and let me know down in the comments what you think about this habitat and how I designed it. And don't forget to subscribe so you're not missing out any more videos that are about to come for Jurassic World Evolution 3. And I will now leave you with the last cinematic shots so you can enjoy the finished result. And I will say my goodbyes and I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, bye guys!